This is going to hyperspeed through painting on objects, and you need to combine the understanding of UVs and understanding painting in order to get things done. Most of all, the UVs are very important, especially when you're box modeling. Let's say you have this sphere, and I have a box model. Let me move out this box. I can create one too many. Click, and I'll just do something quick, such as this to this. And maybe it's a door frame or upside down letter U. Excellent. I'm going to apply to this mesh smooth. Let's look at the UVs. Under UV editor, well, that makes sense. If I paint along here, we would see the image. Watch what happens when I click on this object. Don't know if that really makes sense for this object. Look how this texture is spreading across this object. Something you don't really want to happen. Meanwhile, this one looks nice. You definitely have to fix this before you're painting, or if you're just applying images to this object. You go under UV, and then you try out the various maps. You'll see other video where the UV shell will be moved around, and that definitely is part of this workflow as well. You could try automatic and see how that works, and that will be one of the options that you can use. And automatic now corrected all those stretchy UVs. Excellent. Could also try out other ones, and I just hit undo. Let's say normal based. Normal base could work, but you see it stretches around here, so that doesn't seem that good. Contour stretch. Whoa, not going to work out for what I'm looking for today. You could try cylinder and some other plane objects, spherical, planar projections, covered a little later. Automatic usually be the choice, and I also mentioned automatic is a good choice. Once this is done, now your objects are ready for texturing. That's when a shader material has some images attached to it or something procedural that goes beyond just light bouncing across the surface as described by metalness, roughness, specular, and the color of the surface. First, save your scene and make sure you save your scene within a folder structure because you're creating texture maps when you're painting on the object, and those texture maps have to be saved somewhere. Mine needs to go find those files in order to represent the surface correctly and to show your lovely artwork that you painted out. So make sure you review that lesson about file, project window, where you set a new project, clicking accept, and then saving the scene, which I just did. Now you're ready to paint. I'm going to assign a new material because as you paint, you're going to wire in images into the material slots. And if I don't assign new material to here, all the objects that have the default material will start to have the same textures on that. You don't want that. So that's why I assign a new shader. Last, painting you're going to see is under modeling, rendering, texturing, 3D paint tool. Always click this panel box, see the properties. You will see this yellow message appear when you first open it up. And that's because you have to pick a layer, such as you want to paint on the color layer, as opposed to bump, diffuse, and other ones. And you need to assign edit texture. This will be the size, and that's covered a little later. Assign. Brush. First, click on this object to let mine know you're about to paint. You can undo that little paint dab by hitting undo, which is Command Z or Control Z. Hold down the B key and drag your brush left and right. And now you're ready to paint. Currently under stroke, reflection is turned on. That's why you see these lines. And when you're done painting, make sure you save the texture and you're good to go.